Good morning, students. I, Sister Monica, here. Welcome you all for this new academic year. So, first of all, I would like to bring to your full attention the cover of your new history and civics book. So, you can have a look on this cover page carefully. And I also would like to remind you that there is a change in your history and civics book this year. This is a new book, so please don't try to get the old book from your friends. So if you can, now in this time you cannot afford, if in future you can afford, but till then you can go through these videos carefully to get the full chapter in detail for your help for your studies. The cover page, the essential ICSE history and civics for class 6th. After this, here is the writer, the author of the book. After this, the contents are put here. I have put the images of the contents. All these 9 chapters are for your history, and we shall begin our classes with the first chapter of history after 2-3 seconds. Now here 2 more chapters you have for your civics. Let us begin our first chapter. The first chapter name is Introduction. What is the introduction? What is history? Now here I am asking, what is the history? Just as your family album records past even in the family, in your family album you can see your grandparents' photo, then you will be asking your parents who is he, then you will come to know that who they are, what relation you have. So all the history is connected to you, how these people are connected to you. After this, history records the past of our world. History may be defined as a careful, systematic record events. A person who studies the events of the past is called historian. What is the source material now? What is the source material? Historian's work is exciting as that of a detective who draws conclusions from clues and evidence. In history, the evidences are called source material. Only the evidences are called the source material. They may be divided into 2 categories, archaeological and literary. We shall go in through detail these 2 categories. So the first one we have archaeological source material. What is source material? Archaeological source material. The definition is here. The study of material remains of past human existence is called archaeology. These remains, which includes tools, weapons, articles of daily use, coins, buildings, writings on objects, etc. from archaeological source material. Material remains often lie buried in the ground. What you have to do now? You have to dig it out. After this, you have got the literary source material. What is literary source material? All written documents of the past. Now, what are they? Like handwritten documents called manuscript, inscriptions, that is writing engraved on rocks. You can see when you go for the picnic around, like India Gate and all, Red Fort or Taj Mahal, many other historical places, you will find the writings written on the stones, and you may read, like in Jallianwala Bagh you can see the wherever the incidents took place, they have marked on the stones and they have written down on that. So for your further knowledge, you can read yourself and find out why, what happened here, what is the speciality of this thing here. After this, all these copper plates, clay tablets, walls of temples, houses, tombs, and so on are also literary sources. Now, here things from different periods tell us how people lived, what materials they used. In olden time, the people used all these materials. You can see the olden time, the people used all these type of materials. You can go through this. Let us have the look on now early man. What was the life of an early man? Who was the early man? Early man. In the beginning, early man was a food gatherer. He learned to make simple tools, material he used such as the branches of trees, bones of dead animals and stones, and this period was called as the Stone Age, and it lasted for a very long year. So this was the early life of the man. And human achievements in Stone Age. Here are some points for you, dear students. You can go through and you can learn even. This will be good to know for your general knowledge. The achievements in the Stone Age. What did man get when he achieved, when he found out the some materials from the Stone Age? So here are the points for you. So please go through this. This will be like your homework. After this, you have man discovers copper. While baking clay pots in hot furnace, man discovered that metal is produced when the ore present in clay melts. Copper was the first metal to be used by man. What was the first metal to be used? Copper. Used by man. It proved to be a very useful material and came to be regarded as precious and sacred. Now, you can go through this paragraph. What man discovers with copper? So, dear students, Stone Age discoveries and inventions that are still in use. These are the things people are still using. After this, dear student, up to this point in history, events all over the world were of a similar nature. Once man began using metals and exploring the resources of the earth, differences in the pace of development began to appear in different regions of the world. So your chapter ends here. So what is the chapter about? The introduction, what is history, the source materials are there, what was the how was the early man, what he discovers, what was his achievements. Now here some points are given for you to remember, so you can go through these points too. These are as your homework. You have to read this chapter, dear students, once again, then only you will understand. After this, I have pointed out here, this is your complete homework. Very easy. Find out the answers of all this. Here I have given you again the second homework. Please go through this homework. This is your little homework. So please, dear students, I have prepared a little homework for you. So please complete it on time. And I want you to pay your full attention while you go through this chapter again and complete this exercise. Complete this exercise, the homework, and also find out these answers from the above chapter which I have just explained to you. All these points are given to you here. It is very easy for you to find out. So early man, I have marked a few questions, you can go through, but it will be good if you find out yourself. So don't look for my answers, you yourself will find out. I know you all are very clever, you will do it. So still, dear students, this is what is history, the source materials. I have explained to you what was the early man, what did he achieve, and what man discovers again. So I request you all the students to go through the chapter Read the chapter carefully and find out all the answers and complete your homework. All the best.